Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and this translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as Hidden Identity? I have come here on your platform. So my story, it goes on like this. I am a praise and worship member at church, but there is a lot of sinful stuff that is taking place in our church. So I started attending at this church. This was in 2017. So I wanted to be a singer, a gospel singer. So I then went to this other recording studio which was in town. When I got there, I then found out that there was another man as well, who is the pastor, who was busy recording his own album. So they wanted some backing vocalist, and when they had some of the few songs that I have been trying to record on my own, the producer had already played the songs to them. Then they said that they were willing to work with me if I could become their backup singer. So I was totally happy. And then they paid me a lot because this pastor, the album had been paid for by the church. And I did my gig with them, and I did the backing vocalist as well as being the backup singer. And on the day when the pastor was supposed to launch his album at church, because they were even selling the CDs at that time, when the pastor was launching his album, he requested that I was supposed to be present because there were some of my own songs that he had asked that I give to him, and then he can put them on his own album, which I was more than happy to do, thinking that this could take my career even a step further. So I went to that church, and before I had gone to that church, the other thing that I could not understand, that the pastor, he made me to sign some very weird contracts that I could not even understand. Even to this very day, whenever the pastor wants you to do something for him, he makes you go and visit his lawyer. There at his lawyer, that is when he will make you to sign some papers. So, Brother Nashi, at that time, when I went to that church, I started worshiping at that church because already I was told that I was supposed to be part of the praise and worship team, in which I gladly agreed. And there is a salary as well that comes along with being the praise and worship member in that church. So I was so stuck at that time because I did not have a job. I was more than happy that finally I now had a job, in which I think that it is very wrong when you are part of the praise and worship. I don't think you are supposed to be paid for it, because the moment that you start to get paid, you do not view yourself as someone who draws people close to God. Everything that you do, you make sure that you do it so as to satisfy the hearts of men, not to satisfy the heart of our Lord. And that is the problem that I witnessed in that church. The first time when I went for the rehearsals, I saw that there is a lot of stuff that was taking place, like real sinful stuff that was taking place. The girl that I went to church with for that praise and worship rehearsal, this girl, she was actually touching the man who was driving, in which this man was the drummer. The man was a married man as well. And it did not even make sense at all that we are going for these rehearsals, whilst these two people, the man is driving, then the woman is busy touching the man's manhood. It did not sit well with me. It was something that was too shocking for me, so much that I could not even understand what the hell was going on. So after that, Brother Nashi, that was when I kept on going to that church. I really enjoyed the money that I was getting. Like the money, it was quite a lot. The pastor then made his move on me. At first, I did not want to sleep with him. This man, he then gave me a lot of money. He gave me so much money that I was able to cover for my rentals for a few months in advance, including the food and everything. I took the money. The man then slept with me, and I was told by this other girl that I was now friends with, and she was like, once you come to this church, when you are part of the praise and worship, you need to sleep with the pastor first. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job, lose my job. So this praise and worship thing in this church, it is more like a job, and there are other women that even bewitch each other because they want to be part of the praise and worship. Once you are part of the praise and worship, you have so much access to the pastor. Since he has a lot of money, he can give you money whenever you want it. A lot of sinful stuff is taking place in this church. This one is cheating on his wife with that one. This one is cheating on her husband with that one. Even the pastor, I'm sure that he has even tasted other women who are not even part of the praise and worship, in which I found it to be very disgusting. I do not want to lie to you. In this same praise and worship team, I have slept with the drummer. I have slept with a man who plays the keyboard. I have slept with the pastor as well. And now there is another elder. This man is a tenderpreneur. He's saying that he loves the way that my body is like, and he wants to sleep with me. He has since promised me that he can buy a car for me. And when I said, no, I cannot do that, he laughed and he said, do you know there's this other lady whom I'll call Lady Z? So this lady, like a couple of months ago, she came to church with a brand new BMW, and she was thanking God for that gift that God had given to her. The man then told me that it was him who bought that car. There is no God. It was because they went on a vacation together. After he had said he wanted to sleep with her, and after sleeping with her, he can buy a car for her, in which I've been thinking that won't it be better, since the pastor cannot buy a car for me, neither can my boyfriend buy a car for me as for now. Maybe if I just sleep with this man only once, maybe I can be set for life. Like the man is a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. He can afford to give me a good life. So I am here asking for your advice. I know that people will say that, but it is very bad. I mean, like this church, it is already wicked. And once you are in that church, you partake in that wickedness. So I have accepted that I am also wicked. I just want my own portion using my own body. You should see some of the uniforms that the pastor makes us to wear. Sometimes even I feel sorry for the men that comes to this church, because with the way that we will be wearing, it will be very difficult to go near the Lord. That is why I said that everything that is being done in this church, it is there to please the hearts of men, not to please God. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Can you just imagine going to that church?